Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options and Play video update. Hope you're all having a great week. Certainly not lacking for action. We got earnings, we got stocks moving around, we got headlines, we got all sorts of things going on. Uh, what I want to talk about today is actually maybe something I don't spend that much time talking about in general, which is unusual options activity. And I know a lot of people like to focus on the big blocks of calls, big blocks of puts. That's really not how I operate trading options. I tend to focus on like different things, like different patterns, different setups. Uh, that being said, there are a couple occasions when I will try to get a read on what the option positioning is, and where there are a couple instances where unusual option activity is kind of interesting to me, almost like reinforcing a bias. Okay, it's not necessarily going to get me involved, but it could reinforce like a bias or lead to more conviction for me. All right, and one of those instances, I guess Twitter actually will play into two of those. So. Um, First of all, I really like to see option participation at really critical technical levels. All right. So basically, when a stock when a stock is working on like a real critical technical pattern, right? I love to see really strong option participation. So like a lot of call buying or a lot of put buying if it is basically lining up with like a thesis, right? So like when Twitter yesterday was leaning right on the top of like this pennant, right? And you just started seeing monster call buying come in on the stock. So it was a slightly longer term, it was September, but there was monster call buying coming in on Twitter right while I was working on like a bullish breakout through the top of this like 2 to 3 month pennant, right? So again, it's not necessarily the reason why I would get involved, but it confirms my bias on the trade, right? So it shows that there's participation, it shows that people are focused on it, and it could lead to higher conviction. So that's definitely one of the scenarios where I like to see unusual options activity. The second is when I know there's events coming up. All right, so in this case, Twitter already reported earnings, so it's not earnings related, but they have a shareholder or annual board meeting at the end of May, so next week. And when you start to see some option positioning around like an event like that, it becomes interesting to me. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't think that everybody always knows, but I do think that it's like a good sign when you have strong option positioning on like a real critical breakout level, and then you get like kind of that catalyst positioning coming up on top of it, right? So I do like to note what the option positioning, so whether it's like a ton of call buying, a ton of put buying around significant events. In this case, Twitter has a board meeting, shareholder meeting next week, and that could theoretically be a pretty big catalyst for it. So I thought that definitely one of those good examples to highlight. I don't completely dismiss unusual option activity, but I really only focus on it in like a certain scenarios. And one of my favorite scenarios is when stock is working on like a real critical technical level, and you start to see that unusual option activity pick up. And Twitter was one of those recent examples. All right. So if you like this video and you're looking for more option trade ideas, more earnings option trade ideas, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Hope you guys have a great night. Stay healthy, stay well, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.